in yet, to be quite honest. I'm looking forward to watching back the fight. I got to just go through the phone and, obviously fight of the night. Everyone's pretty impressed with it. So I felt like I could have done more out there. So I'm always my hardest critic, but everyone seems to be pretty happy. So I'll watch. It's pretty cool, man. To come back and. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, really. So it just hasn't properly set in yet.
Having been out of the cage for a little bit of time, not even that long, but to be out for a long time for you, what's the emotions going back in there, right? Coming off 2 losses, you're going in there, there's always questions about you. As you're making the walk into the cage, is there even a doubt or confidence, or are you going in there being like, oh, no, it's time to remind myself? Do you take a few minutes to get ready? What's going through your mind in there?
Just got a job to do. Even though... I'm coming off the 2 losses. I didn't really care about that, going over there and just remembering what we want to do, what he's going to want to do, and just stick to it. Just remember a couple of the things that we worked on. That was going through my head. While I was in there, I felt like he was there to be hit. I could have done a lot more. I could have done more, but I just wouldn't pull the trigger as much as I'd like, even though there was shots where I could just, stick out a jab and it was right there. I could have done probably a lot more. So I'm my hardest critic. I'll watch it back, and then we'll see. But obviously, everyone going to count you out. Is he done? Obviously I took some shots as well, so I didn't go lights out. So that's good. A lot of people probably thinking that's what would have happened. So I guess I'm glad I got to feel that and bounce back from a bit of adversity.
Yeah. You say you could have done more. You did hit him a lot with big shots as well. Were you surprised? Because he's a little bit...
I know I must have, because my hands bloody hurt. So, must have landed some big shots.
Were you surprised he was able to take some of those?
Yeah, even that first round, had the ground and pound, I was like, oh no, man, this is where I can get the finish. But he did a great job to stop the takedowns in the later rounds. But I just had to stay disciplined. You know what I mean? As soon as I'll do a couple of mistakes, he was able to capitalise on it. But when I stayed disciplined, I could make him miss and tee off on him. Land some nice clean jabs and land some clean stuff. But just had to stay disciplined in there.
And you mentioned, look, he capitalised on some mistakes. I think he dropped you in the end of the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Proper buzzed, a little off balance. What were we feeling in there?
I can't remember which one it was that I just. Got me in the eye and I lost complete vision. That was fourth, the one. Yeah, I couldn't see nothing. So that was a fourth. The other one, went down. I felt like, I was there, like I knew what was going on. But obviously I went down. So, must have, got me at least a little bit rocked, I guess. Off balance, I don't know. Well, like I said, I'll watch it back. I felt fine, but I'll watch it back.
And then last one, you've obviously, we spoke about it before the fight, and I'm sure it's going to keep coming up, but you've achieved so much, you've beaten so many legends of the sport already, but to become a 2-time undisputed featherweight champion, you said this would be the biggest achievement of your career. Now you sit up there, you said it hasn't soaked in, but to actually sit there and be like, wow, I am champion of the world again. How do you feel?
Good. It was funny. Before I went out, I was saying, I promised, I'd do my walk around the mat while I'm warming up. And I always say, there's no way that they're taking this away from my family. This is what I would say, when I had the belt. And I'm like, and I sort of said that at the start today, while I was walking around. I was like, I promised my girls I'll bring the belt back. And then I'm like, it's not about bringing the belt back. I even said it in there. I go, well, it's not about bringing the belt back. It's about overcoming this adversity, these 2 losses, the break I had. A lot of people are going to think I'm done. 36 years old. That is more important. Me, showing my kids, what you could be capable of when people are counting you out. And I said to you all week, everyone has every right to count me out. Coming off 2 losses, big break, 36 years old, young, hungry, dangerous guy. And I told you, hey, I'm the guy to, you can definitely think that. You've got every right until I change your mind. Hopefully I changed your mind. And I think there's more of a message in all of that than just taking the belt back to the family.
Alex, over here. You talked about the amount of damage that Diego could take, but, Dan Ige said that no, he's never faced anyone that hits as hard as Diego, that the power just felt different. For featherweight, it was more of like a thudding power. So when you were in there, like, we can see a little bit on your face, but like, how did the power?
More than a little bit, yes. I guess so. I mean, he puts it all in, right? He really commits to his shots. That's why, you can land on him too, you can capitalize on that. But if he lands on you, he's, you know what I mean, when someone holds a pad and be like, yeah, just give it a crack, like he's doing that every time he's swinging, so it's going to hurt, right? He's going to have some weight behind it. But he done, I got a few stitches, a couple of stitches here, like in my mouth, so he's done a great job. But at the same time, he's got a freaking hard head. My hands, especially in that first round, like some of the ground and pound, I'm like, man, I can finish this fight. But took it well. Hurt my hand straight away.
There were a couple other featherweight fights on this card. Yair got the big win over Pitbull. John Silva had one of the better performances of his career. I'm curious, did you get to watch those, and what did you make of your fellow featherweights? I got to watch them. I'm always watching. Backstage, getting to watch the fights. Yair looked great. As I was saying that, I'm like, people's talking about $1 million fight and all this stuff. I'm like, man, you got a tough guy ahead of you, man. Just focus on that. You get a good performance, all right, you might get the shot. With Yair, I hear that he was saying get the title shot. Look, he's a good dude. I like him a lot. If the UFC want to give it to him, I ain't gonna stop. I ain't gonna stop that for him. But I'll be honest. I did before that fight. I didn't think if he won, he would be getting the shot. Like, I'll be honest, that didn't come to my mind. But now that he's calling, like, I'm not going to be the one to say no. But I'm going to leave everything to the UFC. Obviously, you've got guys like Mosva, who's undefeated. I'd love to take that 0. You know what I mean? Like, we've got to see what the UFC say. I heard, I've seen him trying to get other fights. I don't know, is that right? Like, there was rumors that he was going to fight Pico.
But I even seen him tweeting that he wants to fight someone in May and doing all this sort of stuff. So maybe he's had the chats and they want him to have one more fight. I don't know. So I don't know that situation, but I'll see how things are. I'd love to say, I told you I want to get straight back in there. I still do, but I'm going to have to maybe look at a couple of things.
Yair seems to think you would go to Mexico to fight him in that big Guadalajara show in September. Is that something you'd be willing to do?
September. I mean, if everything's good, I'd probably like to go soon, quicker than that, to be honest. That's probably the second fight. So maybe it can be, if I'm good, maybe I get the fight, maybe July or September. Oh, yeah, we can maybe fit it in. I mean, Mosva, you know what I mean? Like, you take if they want to do that, if they want to quickly go and I feel good, maybe quick turnaround with Mosva if I don't have busted hands. We'll see. Like I said, that was my plans. Bang, 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 bang. But I didn't expect to get hit this much. So credit to fucking Diego.
You went viral on the internet for your reaction to the press conference when Diego and Yair were going. They just kind of zoomed in on your face. You looked obviously very confused. I'm curious, how much did that catch you off guard? Because now fans seem to think that that's the fight that should play out in Mexico.
That's a good fight. It caught me by surprise because they've trained together. I don't know if he was helping Yair in the fight for me, and he was in camp. They were in each other's camp. So, and then you've seen some of the footage. Someone beat somebody up with 10 guys or something like that. So there's a bit of history there. So that caught me by surprise. At the start, I'm like, didn't really think too much of it and just chilling, laughing because they were pretty far apart. Then their second altercation or their second argument, they were like right there, and I'm like, I need a fight this weekend, you know what I mean? I need someone in front of me so I can win that belt and bring it home. So I started making sure I might have to go and stop this fight, you know what I mean? Because they started getting close and they were both, look pretty heated. So, I don't really know what was going on there.
Alex, right here. I know it's been talked about many times over the years, like the featherweight GOAT discussion and where you fit in. I know you've kind of always deferred it to other people to talk about that, but with this win tonight, you now trailed Jose Aldo by just one title fight victory, and for so long that record felt unattainable, right? If you can have the second title reign, get a defense, something he did not do you think that closes the discussion? Again,
that's not up to me. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I got this new title reign. Put it this way, I'll just make it hard for people to not choose me, I guess, you know what I mean? But, you know, so I'll just, it's not me, I'm not going to call for anything. Aldo is an absolute legend, he's done great things. I know I've done great things, I've fought absolute legends. You know, the resume I have is pretty impressive, same as Aldo's, but I mean, you know, he's obviously had so many defenses, I'd love to get that many. But yeah, having like, you know, 3 wins over Max and all that is just bloody... That's what's something that I'm like, do I need so many defenses? I don't know, but I will get the defenses and then we'll see. But again, Aldo, I don't like talking about it because I've got so much respect for Aldo, and I say he's the GOAT because that's the respect I have, and I'll let other people choose who they think.
Yeah, fair play. I guess going off that, wanting to be active and everything, like, we know what your mentality is, right? Is it going to be on the people around you to, I guess, make sure that you execute your career as wisely as possible going forward?
Yeah. I mean, like, look, I'm not going to do anything too crazy. Obviously, the short notice, everyone's going to always get at me for that short notice. I'll do it again. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. A lot of people are going to, you know, carry on, but that's who I am. This guy that challenges himself and, you know, backs himself when, you know, his back's against the wall and he's got, you know, all the odds are stacked against him, I'm going to still try and give it a crack, you know what I mean? And that same guy with that same mindset and mentality turns up in the gym every single fucking day, you know what I mean? So if I'm not going to do that shit, I wouldn't be the champion I am. So I'm okay with that. A lot of people, you know, there's no knock at all on my team for letting me do that. It was my decision. They backed me. And let me do it because they know who I am and what I'm capable of. It didn't turn out, but like I said, that's just, you know, I can be stubborn.
Yeah, and just lastly, how much did you miss having that title sitting in front of you? Does it feel right now?
I mean, to be honest, it's not about the title. It's not really about the belt. But winning, staying on top, being successful, you know what I mean? Showing like this represents a lot more. Like all, you know, I'm in the gym busting my ass every day. You're sacrificing so much. What am I doing it for? Obviously to be the best. This represents that, which is great. But yeah, that just represents everything I've worked hard for, if that sort of makes sense. So I don't look at it as like, oh yeah, the belt, like wow. I mean, it's just going to sit in the closet like the other one, you know what I mean? But what it represents and what I've done is that's special. That's more special to me. What me taking this back to my family, friends. That's what maybe that's why it hasn't properly settled in, because I want to soak it up with my family and friends and everybody back home, because that means more to me. Because when I see all that, that's what really hits for me. This wrapped around me, I don't really give a fuck, to be honest. But I mean, when it's so much more than that.
Volko here. I know you're willing to fight anybody, but ideally, what do you want? Like, is there a month that you'd like to return, and against who? Who do you think makes most sense?
In a month?
Yeah, like,
I like where your head's at. I mean, I don't think I'm even allowed. I think I've got a bit of a suspension now. But like I said, I've got to look at a few things, but I'll get x-rays, I'll have a look straight away. If everything's all good, cuts will heal pretty quick. Give me a couple of weeks and I'll be back at it. I'll still be doing stuff even when I get back home. Like I said, I'm a professional, I'm disciplined. I'll keep working. I'll talk to the UFC and we'll see what happens.
And in terms of like what's left of your career, like is there things that you want to achieve, like a certain number of title fights, defending again in your home country? Like, is there certain things that you have in your bucket list that you'd like to knock off before?
I've just thought of the new title reign. So I know there was definitely a few title fight wins there. That's what I've always pictured. So there's I've still got a few more left in me.
Yeah. And going into this fight, I don't know if you let your mind go there, but like if things didn't go your way, were you ready to walk away, or what would have happened? Did you ever let your mind wander as to what would have been next for you?
I guess I just didn't think of it like that. I guess I was just going to wait. If that was to happen, I would have seen where my head was at then. I was just always focusing on this new title reign.
Yeah.
Alex.
And I got that.
Yep. Alex, over here. Your good buddy, Israel Adesanya, he won his second title in Miami. Did he give you any advice before this fight?
No, we didn't chat. He told me, look, man, we we get each other. You know what I mean? Like he knows I'm busting my ass. He knows I'm putting the work in. He knows I'm gonna turn up. We just he was just like, you're gonna enjoy it. You know, he's more like, you enjoy it and you enjoy the after party too. You know, but yeah, more like that. It was more them chats. He knows, like, you know, when I chat, he goes, I know what you do. You know what I mean? And that means a lot. It makes. But me going back to his, I was over there for his last camp. You know, it was unfortunate how that fight went, but mate, that fired me up watching him, the way he was going through camp. You know, and obviously we are, you know, everyone wants to say we're at the back end of our career, and then for him to, you know, smash some of them training sessions like he did, that fired me up. You know, that was at the start of my camp, so I'm like, oh, all right, I'm going to keep that energy rolling, and I did, and yeah, we got a hand raised. So, mate, I didn't get a moment like easy. I mean, fuck, you know what I mean? That was now that's a fucking moment, but I mean, you know, fight of the night here in Miami. At least we're still winning big over here.
Congrats.
First of all, Alex, mate, just want to say congrats.
Thank
you did
you.
it. During the week, you mentioned that you've been so focused on your own journey on this comeback that you might not have fully grasped just how much it meant to other people. Mm-hmm. Just on behalf of myself and all the Aussies back home, mate, we are crying tears of joy today. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you, mate.
It means a lot. That's what it's all about to me. And I think that's what, I just don't think it's really, reality's hit too much. I think it's because it's not really about that. Like I said, I want to take it back to the family and friends, and it's so much bigger than me. It wasn't just me going, like, yeah, we talk about the adversity, me having the break, but I'm representing a lot of people that can struggle and can bounce back. You know, a lot of people counting back, not only counting them out, they are, or could you say down and out? I wouldn't say down and out, but they are like, you know, you had every right to think that I'm going to lose and I'm not coming back and I'm done. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of people in their lives that are down there, but through hard work and real commitment and doing what you're doing, you can still get there. And I think that means a lot more. There's a lot of kids and the younger generation that are probably watching this and they're going to be inspired by this. So that hits me a lot more than just bringing that belt back. But at least this represents a lot, and I get to take it back to Australia, which means a lot to me. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, man.